Faith is the foundation of our walk with God, but it is not just a one-time decision. It's a lifelong journey. Hebrews 11:6 tells us, without faith, it is impossible to please him. For who would ever draw near to God must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who seek him. That verse reminds us that faith isn't passive. It seeks, it moves, and it grows. Real faith begins when we trust in Jesus for salvation. Ephesians 2:8 says, "For by grace you have been saved through faith. And this is not of your own doing. It is the gift of God." That's the start. But Jesus also calls us to abide in him. John 15:4 says, "Abide in me and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit by itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me." Faith is meant to continue, to remain, and to deepen. James 2:17 reminds us that faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. Not because works save us, but because real faith produces fruit. It's like a fire that must be tended. It starts with a spark, but it grows as we trust God daily in trials, in obedience, in surrender. And so the question isn't just, do you have faith? But is your faith growing? Real faith doesn't stop. It presses forward deeper into the goodness of God. But faith isn't always easy. And there are moments when we wrestle with doubt, when circumstances make it hard to trust. Yet this is exactly where faith is tested and refined. Peter experienced this firsthand when he walked on water toward Jesus in Matthew 14:29-31. So Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water and came to Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried out, "Lord, save me!" Jesus immediately reached out his hand and took hold of him. Peter had faith to step out, but he needed faith to keep walking. And just like Peter, we don't just need faith to start, we need faith to endure, especially when the winds rise around us. This is why faith is not just believing once, it's trusting daily. Paul writes in 2 Corinthians 5:7, "For we walk by faith, not by sight." That means our faith isn't based on what we see, feel, or understand. It's based on who God is. And the Christian life is a journey of trusting God more deeply, surrendering more fully, and believing more confidently. And the good news, God is faithful even when we struggle. As Philippians 1:6 assures us, "He who began a good work in you will bring it to completion at the day of Jesus Christ." Faith starts with him, continues with him, and will be perfected by him. So today, let's not just have faith, but let's walk by faith and let's live a life of faith.